All right, guys, what's going on? Today's webinar is so in time, guys. There could be no better timing right now. With what's going on with immigration system in the US, with President Trump going crazy, not only after the illegal immigrants, but also after legal immigrants. Today, we need to find the best solution for you to guys to come in the US or change your status if you are already in the US. So today, the subject of the webinar is O1 visa, the easiest and the fastest way to come to the US. Everybody welcome. I see you guys coming in numbers. So I will need three things from you. Well, actually two. Your name, right? And I could see your name, but you can still mention that. The country where you're coming from and your occupation, your profession. Why do I need that? Because I want to bring you the most value. Okay, the best value for the money. You guys getting it for free. So the best value for free, of course, is a combination you cannot miss. So your name, your country, and your profession. Those who will do it will get a better chance to get the petition approved. Okay, and also style points. All right. So while you guys doing this, I'm gonna little by little start today's webinar. So what you will learn today, guys, what talent visa really means, what extraordinary ability really means, because there's so many things that going on and everybody's confused, like I'm not talented, I'm not extraordinary, so I'm going to break this down. Number two, why O1 beats asylum, marriage, or waiting for years for other things like DV lottery and work visas and things like that. I'm gonna break that down as well. Also, you will learn, guys, how just 3 years of work experience can position you as eligible for O1, maybe even less. Step-by-step process of moving to the US with O1 visa. And just overall, guys, why O1 is going to be shining bright like a diamond. Okay? I'm telling you, 2025, 2026 and beyond are going to be the years of O1 visa. And I will show you why. And also guys, of course, I will answer all your questions and will make sure you get the best value. So let me see where you guys from. Okay, Stefan says, I'm Stefan. Let's see if Stefan gave me more details. Yes, I see Stefan says he's from Nigeria, support worker. Stefan, can you please deliberate what support worker means? Because I need to get more information from that. Okay, Vivek, you say engineer. Vivek, I would assume you're from India. Let me know if it's true, because you are in the US, but I need to know what's the country of your birth. Okay, Sai, you say engineer. All right, I would assume Sai is also from India. James Thomas, UK soccer coach. Very good. James just got approved for soccer coach from a different country, okay, for EB1A, for the green card. And by the way, guys, just because we're going to be discussing O1 visa, it does not mean you cannot qualify for EB1A for the green card, okay? Make sure you understand that, because O1 is great, but EB1 is better, right? But now, with the current administration, EB1A is really hard. We're still getting them approved. Just got an approval for Vyacheslav, the IT person from Russia, with no RFE, no NOID. So those approvals are still lurking with our company, but O1A recently has been #1 option for many. Okay, Kim from UK, digital marketing. Also founder building an AI marketing tool launching in January. Very good. Digital marketing is very known industry for me. For years approvals, O1s and EB1As and sometimes O1B. because digital marketing could be both O1A and O1B. Okay, Saeed, India business analyst. Very good, very good. And by the way, guys, I think 25% of my practice is Indian born people, right? So do your math. If I file about 400 cases a year, about 100 of them would be Indian based people, Indian born people, rather. Okay, Avinash, USA construction, also probably from India. LS, France, software engineer. Very good, very good. Lots of software engineers. A bunch of people from France that we got approved. EB2 and a W, EB1A. Good. UK is really represented, guys. Real good, right? India and UK really represented. Jonathan, UK, L&D. All right, very good. Let me see what else. Dennis from Russia, software programmer. Good, Dennis. Welcome to the stream. Okay, that's Lagos, Nigeria. That's someone who said their name before. Okay, I don't see who that is. Okay, no problem. From Nigeria, but stays in UK. Okay, EV UK project coordinator. Good. So I guess project manager is the US equivalent. Okay, yes, got the India. Musili, data analyst, data engineer. Very good. Jawad from UK, cybersecurity engineer. Good. Cybersecurity, artificial intelligence. Very good. Olayemi, Nigerian, resides in UK, chartered accountant and data scientist. Good stuff, guys. STEM. I love STEM. From Nigeria, before I came to the UK, running my logistic business. Thank you. Okay, yes. You guys from Nigeria have very similar stories moving to UK. So, because you're professionals, and that's very good. Okay, I see the first question. How does O1 visa work if switch companies after approval? No problem. We can refile for the new company. Do I need to go through the process all over again? No, it's an easy transfer. And by the way, guys, let me give you first tip of today, which is going to give you a lot of value, because you don't have to file for your employer directly, or your employer does not have to file O1 for you directly. You can, and we can help you establish the LLC in the US and make that company as your kind of agent, okay? And then work through this company for many projects, okay? And this is a killer decision, guys. That gives you the opportunity to work with many employers as a contractor and still not giving those extra money to the government to file and refile for different companies, okay? And we do this a lot. I know how to structure your company that way so you get that benefit in the future. Good question. And keep dropping those questions, guys. They're very important for me. Naishad, India, healthcare IT manager. Good. Combination of healthcare and IT. We have a bunch of those cases, by the way. US healthcare specialist. Very good. Femi from Nigeria, now in the UK, is the healthcare assistant. All right, good, guys. So we got a bunch of UK, Nigeria, and Russia and India people, okay? So 4 countries really represented. And by the way, guys, you'll be surprised, but these the countries are the leaders in my practice. Maybe Canada is missing, okay? Canada is also represented. So Russia, UK, Nigeria, India, and Canada are top 5 countries that I have my clients from. So you in the right place, you're in the good hands. Okay, guys, so let's start little by little. Stick to the end of the webinar, guys, to get 2 exclusive bonuses, okay? First one is the most important, and this is the free evaluation by me. And guys, let me tell you, if you spend this hour, maybe hour and a half with me listening to this webinar and you don't do the free evaluation, you guys shooting yourself in the foot twice, okay? That would be crazy. So promise me that you will fill out the free evaluation form once I make it available for you, because this is the best value for today, okay? You guys give me your money. You guys give me your time. Don't worry about the money right now, okay? You give me your time and I give you the free evaluation, and that's free of money, okay? No money, actually. And you will know your chances, your potential, the type of visas, the criteria, and this is free. Okay? And also with no money, the guide US talent visa solutions for high achievers like you guys. Okay? And because you're here listening to this webinar, I'm telling you, you are high achievers, okay? Because you are thinking about your future. You're thinking about the future of your kids and you're ready to make this next move, okay? And O1 visa is gonna be the best for you, all right? So if you guys get the urgent questions, and you will see the click button at the top of the webinar, it's going to come out very soon. So at any time you could press that button when it appears, and you will be redirected to my company representative. Okay. All right, and by the way, let me tell you about a few words about my company, my corporation, so you guys know who is behind my back, right? And there is this ghost because Halloween is coming, right? And I have 2 kids, and of course, still all this kind of stuff. This ghost around my house. So you see that click button at the top. If you guys have some question and you don't feel like dropping it, maybe it's like intimate question or personal, or just you want to speak to the company representative, just click on it and you'll be redirected to WhatsApp and you will be able to contact my company directly. And a few words, and of course, guys, the numbers are so much better than words, right? So what my corporation represents, Shamayev Business Law Corporation. So we have narrow specialization, business and talent, right? Well, business/investment and talent. That's all we do. That's all we've been doing the past 10 years in this business. And every person, all 120 people in my corporation, all specialize in those 2 type of niche categories in immigration laws. We have 90% chance of approval throughout all the petitions that were filed within the past 10 years. We have more than 3,400 cases approved, and like I mentioned, more than 120 people in the company and 10 departments all working for one goal: to get you approved. Okay? Nothing else matters. Money is the secondary, approval is always first. That's the primary goal. And our goal, guys, is to bring 10,000 of you to the US by the year 2030. All right? So we're a little bit behind this goal because, we got to be ambitious about the goals. So if one of you today becomes one of those 10,000 people, this is a personal success for me. Okay? If at least one. If more, this is just legendary. All right. So be that one. Okay? Be that one at least. All right, guys, let's move on. A few words about me, just to make sure you guys know why I have the right to speak about those topics. My name is Stanislav Shamayev, and I'm licensed immigration and business attorney in the state of Florida. But I can practice immigration law across all 50 states and all Commonwealth territories in the US. Why? Because federal law applies to all states, okay? And immigration law is federal law. I graduated 2 universities in the US, Florida Atlantic University and St. Thomas School of Law, with honors, meaning I was the top student in those schools. I worked in the US for the federal agencies, for the federal court, and also for the state authorities. Why is it important? Because, guys, I know how they think. I know how they think, okay? I know how the judges think, and I know how administrative employees like immigration officers think. So we approach our filings with that knowledge, okay? I'm an active member of Florida Bar Association and Broward County Bar Association, as much as Florida Court of Appeals for the 11th Federal Circuit, okay? I visited more than 50 countries in the world, and I think US is the best one. And my and the company's operations extend to over 60 countries in the world, meaning we have clients from more than 60 countries in the world. This is insane, guys. Okay, you name the country, and I'll tell you I have a client from that country. Okay, and we help more than 3,400 clients to move to the US. All right, guys, look at this face, and I'm not talking about my face. Look at this face of the president. Guys, this guy makes my work so much harder. Okay, so much harder. But because we are professionals and we are having that expertise to get you approvals for talent visas, this guy is no obstacle for us. Okay, and I know he's scary. I know you guys panicking about H1Bs, about all these possible canceling of EB1A, EB2s. Have no fear, Stanislav is here. All right? And I'm going to explain, guys, how we're going to get you in regardless of these crazy laws, crazy executive orders, and why it's important to start your cases yesterday. Okay? All of you guys should have started yesterday, but the second best is today. All right? That's why free evaluation and then complex immigration planning are crucial to your future. Okay, so now, guys, why are you here? Why so many from India, from Nigeria, from UK, from Russia? Why you guys here? Well, because H1B is not available to you anymore. Okay? Especially if you're in the beginning of your career. No one in right mind, no employer in the US is going to pay $100K to the US government for your H1B unless you're willing to participate in this cost. And you're probably not, okay? Because you can change the employer, you can leave the country, and nobody's gonna get you, okay? So those employers are not gonna sponsor you for H1B anymore. I'm sorry, this is the truth. Unless something changes before the next H1B lottery, or this executive order expires in September of 2026. Until then, this is in full force and you guys are stuck, especially if you're already in the US. You are in your OPT or third year STEM OPT, or just in general have your internship for J1 visa, M1 visa. You guys have no continuation with H1B unless you're a top executive, okay? Your top executive, yes, your salary is gonna be $500,000, and then it makes sense to pay those that $100,000. Otherwise, H1B is not available to you. Thank God you guys have two things in this world: Stanislav Shamayev and O1B visa, or O1A and O1B. Not gonna talk about much about O1B because I didn't even see anybody from art unless you guys did mention that. Okay, so two things in the world are gonna help you: me and O1A visa. Okay, all right. So this new rule applies to the new H1B's participants. Okay, so if you're lucky enough to get H1B selection this year, I mean, you guys have to buy a lottery ticket then, because you may win $1 million or more and you don't need America or whatever. Okay, but anybody in the future, don't worry about H1B anymore. It's nowhere to be found. Okay, second, guys, Department of Labor has launched Project Firewall to make sure that existing H1B people are compliant. So even if you got that H1B selection, but they come and check and they see non-compliance, guess what's gonna happen? It's getting revoked, okay? So if you guys on H1B and you're doing some stuff that are not within your status, you know, maybe working on different projects, maybe your employer gave you a raise and they forgot to mention that you're in a new position and they didn't get approval from all the federal agencies, you guys could be in trouble. Okay, you could be in trouble. And thirdly, Trump announced the gold card, and I know there's executive order. It must be approved by the Congress, by the way, guys. Okay, it's not in full force. because it must be approved by the Congress first. But what's important for us, that Lutnick mentioned that, hey, we may cancel EB1 and EB2 categories because the real talent is with $1 million. Right. Right. Guys, that's what people think when they're rich and they have no idea how it's going on in the middle class professionals in other countries. Okay? You could be the top engineer in UK, Russia, in Nigeria, but you are so far away from $1 million, and maybe that's the reason you want to get to the US to make that $1 million, right? But you're very top professional. So they're so disattached from us, regular people, right? And from immigration laws. It's like, this is crazy, guys. So they're not going to cancel EB1, EB2 because only Congress can do this. And no bill with that effect was filed recently, and we would know. So, but that shows you the level of arrogance and the level of disattachment and misunderstanding. And it shows you that the future attacks on legal immigration are inevitable. Okay? Are inevitable. So if you guys wanna be in the US, again, O1A is a solution, okay? And you need to start now to be in the US by June of 2026. All right, let's move on. Really briefly, let's finish up with H1B. And guys, you can watch my videos in 2024, in the beginning of 2025, even earlier. I've been banging on the desk that O1 has always been the better alternative for H1B. And today, I mean, come on, it's always been like this. But today, that's the only option for you, okay? Of course, you'll be like, oh, Stanislav, L1, E2. Right, of course. There are other visas. I don't say there are no other options at all. But the best and the only available right now is O1. Okay, everything else is going to have either a lot of money, investment, or some requirements that are really hard to fulfill. Okay, so O1 has no lottery and has no annual cap. So as many approvals we get you, as many people will come in. Okay. Well, self-petition is not really the proper term here. O1 is not self-petition. It requires an employer, but you can become an employer to yourself. Got it? How? I already told you. You establish, and we can help you, an LLC or a C Corp, and then you can change it to S Corp, which I think is a better entity than C Corp. And that company is going to be your employer. Yes, we need to structure it properly and do it correctly. But guess what? I've done hundreds upon hundreds upon hundreds cases like this. Okay? So we know how to do this. No education requirement, no English requirement, no testing requirement. Your family may come with you, your kids, your spouses. It's fast, it's reliable, no dependency on you as employer because you could be employer to yourself. And this is the good jump start for the future EB1A. Okay? Especially you guys from India. I'm sorry to say, EB1A is the only option for you to get a green card. Unless you get married. And we know you guys Indians stick to each other, to other Indians, okay? So marriage for you is not an option in many, many cases, rarely. With hundreds of Indian clients, guys, I've seen only one guy who married a Vietnamese lady, okay? I know that you're sticking to your own, just like Russians do and Nigerians do. It's normal, okay? So EB1A is the only way for you, unless you have $1 million. And if you had, you probably would not be here. Okay. So let's move on, guys. Let me see. Okay, before I will explain what actually the extraordinary ability, what's the talent in the eyes of USCIS, let me guys see what you guys have to say. Let me see if you had any additional questions. How does the timeline look for O1A and EB1A? Good question. I was gonna address it. I already kind of mentioned O1A. Okay, if you guys start working on your case O1A today, October 1st, actually very convenient for the calculations, right? So you start today with my team under my control, okay? We are going with the case, improving it and drafting all the legal documentation for the next 6 months up until April 1st. We're gonna file it with expedited processing. 15 days, mid-April, you're gonna get approval, okay? If I'm taking your case, I'm giving you 99% of approval, okay? So basically, I mean, it's like a comet needs to hit our planet for you not to get approved if I took your case, right? And for me to know if you have a case, free evaluation, guys. It's coming, okay? All of you need to do the free evaluation because that's how you and me know if you qualify, okay? If you have the chance and the potential. So mid-April, you approved, and about 2 to 3 months, depending on your country, UK and India, pretty fast, few weeks probably after approval, you're getting your passport stamped. So my best guess, May, June of 2026, you already here in the US working and your family is here. And by the way, guys, this aligns, you starting your case right now, aligns with the beginning of the school year for your kids in August 2026. Ha! How cool is that, huh? I know, I'm a little bit wild, guys, I'm sorry. Okay, so an EB1A, same way, 6 months from now, filing, expedited processing 15 days, approval, and then about 9 months, unless you're from India, this is a little bit different, 9 months for the scheduling of interview in your embassy in your country. So end of the 2026, beginning of 2027 is your interview for the green card, and that's it, you in the US. If you are adjusting your status in the US, about 6 months. So approval in April and your green card in October of 2026. Okay, we're gonna be focusing more on O1, but trust me, guys, I know a few of you will have the potential for the green card immediately. Okay, but only free evaluation will give me that information. Okay, let me see what else. Okay, guys, keep dropping those questions. Okay, keep dropping those questions. So now, what's actually extraordinary ability? Because let's say, let me call some name, Avinash or Jonathan or Elias will say, Stanislav, you're not talented, okay? But Stefan, Kim, James, and Dennis will say, hey, Stanislav is a talented guy. I can tell you right now, okay? I would agree with these guys, okay? But how we objectively determine whether someone is extraordinary, talented or not? So Americans and the Congress and people here, guys, you'll be surprised. Americans are very smart, okay? Not all of them, not all of us. I consider myself American. But people who make the decisions, pretty smart, pretty intelligent, okay? So they created the scale, the measure, how to know whether you are talented or not. And that measure is called criteria, okay? It's all about criteria, which show your recognition and your achievements in the field. And we need only 3 of those criteria. Okay? Only 3. But I'll tell you a secret. I want 5 for O1 or 6 for EB1A or more. Okay? We'll talk about this. So talent is not fiction, is not subjective. It's pretty objective when you start digging in it. Okay? All right, guys. Let's keep this one. I'll give you just, guys, trust me, O1 is good. It's the best. It's good, it's best. It's relatively easy to get approved, and it resolves so many problems, so many issues. Okay? Not gonna put a lot of time into this slide. Just read it, screenshot it if you want to get more understanding of why O1 is the one. But I hope your trust in me as a professional is enough to believe that this is true. Okay? Okay, guys. Are you ready for the first bonus? Of course you are. Of course. So let's get down to this. Free evaluation. And I know, guys, I didn't go over the criteria yet, but you may fill out the free evaluation form right now, and you can use the QR code, and the moderator is gonna drop you the link in the comment section. And trust me, guys, this would be the life-changing event in your entire career. Okay, in your entire life, if you do this free evaluation. Why? Because you will know if you have that chance to come to the US by June of 2026. Okay? So for those of you who watching the stream on YouTube or other platforms, you guys have to use the QR code. Okay? Screenshot it, use your phone. If you have 2 phones like I do, do your thing, right? For those on a Click Meet, you guys have 2 options. The link and the QR code. Do it right now. And let me give you another reason, guys. I think I gave you all the reasons why you should do it right now, but I'll give you one more. Special offer. Special offer, guys. Only for you. Okay? And trust me, we've never done this before, because I knew how engaged you would be and how keen and anxious to get those things. We're giving you this special offer. Fill out the free evaluation during the webinar. And if I give you the grade A or A to B, which are the highest grades on the scale A, B, C, D, where A is the best case and D is no case. If you get A or A to B for O1 or EB1A, mostly we're talking about O1, guys, complex immigration planning is going to be free of charge. I promise. And I promise to you that there's no trick here. Okay, there's no trick. If you get that A to B, you have more recognition and achievement than an average case. You will save $400 and you will get the written strategy of your case, the list of documents, and clear understanding the improvements, how to do them, what's going on, the timing and everything. That's the complex immigration planning, the second step. Okay? So do the free evaluation right. And if I had my ghost in my hand, I would be doing ooh. Okay? Do it, guys. Do it. Okay. Let's get to the Jew. And guys, please give me some comments. Give me some feedback. I'm entertaining you. I'm giving you the value. Give me thumbs up. Give me some, I don't know, emoji. give me something, okay? Because I'm also human. Of course, I'm gonna keep going. But if you give me some feedback, it's gonna give me just it will be warmed in my chest and warm in my heart. Thank you, Soran. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that. Okay, where is the code? Okay, let me see. Kim is asking what's a typical A/B grade case looking like. So if you have for O1A purpose, okay, for O1A, if you have critical role, significantly higher income, contribution in the field, and judging the work of others, and guys, I will explain that there are alternative ways to do that. Okay, there are alternative ways. That would be A or A to B. So 4 criteria at the start, and trust me, many of you have 3-4 criteria. Okay, that would be A to B. If you have more, maybe awards, conferences, that would be A grade. Okay, so that's approximation. Of course, each case is individual. What's your education level? Again, it doesn't play the role in the criteria, but it plays role subjectively. How many companies you worked before, how many projects you've done, it all plays an important role. Okay, all right. So let me see. Fattore. Also, my wife is into fashion designer and studying dental nurse. Yes. That's good. That's O1B or EB1A. Kim asks, if we do O1, would you do you guide with what's the needed for EB1A? Of course, Kim. At the end of approval of O1, when we get you approved, I give you the strategy for EB1A for free. Jawad, do dependent children get free education? Yes. Public school is free. Does spouse get an open work permit under O1A? No. That's, guys, and by the way, that's the only, because you'd be like, my God, O1 is like, how is it true? I cannot believe this. Anything negative? Yes. There's one negative thing. Your spouse cannot work, but they can go to school and they can own the business and get the dividends. All right. So there's a trick. There's a trick how to use that. Can we work different employers once they in the US after O1 approved? Yeah, I kind of answered that question. We can. Jawad says I will fill out the free evaluation form. Yes, absolutely. All of you guys have to do that. All of you have to do this because otherwise it's a waste for you and for me. Okay, I got those. How much time do I have on O1 visa before I have to renew? 3 years, guys. 3 years and unlimited extensions. Okay, good questions. Love it. You guys, when I see good questions, I mean, that means you're smart and you have analytical reasoning. And that's good because it shows that your petitions are going to be stronger. Okay, that's good. I'm excited. Fattore, where is the code? Not sure which code you mean, Fattore. Please explain. Okay, can you share the link here? Yes, the link is here. Pranith, I have my master's completed and my visa ends January 31st, 2026. Is there any way we can do it by then? Of course. Wait, Pranith, if you're talking about O1, if you're in the US, by April, you will be working on O1. Okay, so we have plenty of time, but again, don't wait. Things getting crazy. Kim, have you had experience with clients claiming high salary if they are paid through a business, but personal income ends up being low for tax purposes? Yes, and that would be no criterion, Kim. So you're saying that your revenue is high, but you do the deductions for to avoid taxes, not evade, right? Evading is bad, avoiding is good. Okay, two different things. We need to show that you pay taxes on your income. Okay, and then we need to use the lower number. So a different approach could be the contract work. So if you have higher contracts, for the same work that other people do, we can use those. Okay, there are some tricks. There are some tricks in there. Okay, James says I filled the in the evaluation form on Wednesday yesterday. Do I need to repeat? No, no, James. If you did it before, I mean, I would, because those are little different forms. We mark them differently. So I don't know what to do. Moderator, please get the James Thomas name and pass it to the customer service department, to the sales department, so we know that James was on the webinar, because then you know, so we have no issues with that. Okay, timeline for one process if we start in November 2025. Okay, you probably were late for the webinar. I already explained. So guys, 8 months. Okay, I'm not going to repeat the timeline. 8 months if you're outside of the US, 6 months if you're inside of the US. And by the way, let me guys switch so you could start reading the criterion. And Kim says legally. Yes, of course. Only legally. I know what you mean by that, Kim. How does change of status from H1B to 1 visa impact my current job? Nothing really impacts. Do I need to move to contractor from full-time job if transition to O1? You may or you may not. It depends on your relationship with your current employer. Yes, but if you have H1B and EB2 approved, the labor certification, there is no need to move to O1. The only reason you would move from H1B to O1 if you don't have I-140 approved, okay, and your H1B is running out, 6th year, and you're running out, the employer did not file perm on your name, so that's the only option. Otherwise, you need to think about EB1A, okay? All right, guys. So I only got Spuran, thumbs up from Spuran. Okay, Spuran, thank you very much. Really appreciate you. Igor, should I have a company registered in US to be employer for myself to get a one? Correct. Okay, guys, 8 criteria, and I'm gonna go one by one, explaining how they work and giving you the alternatives, how else they can work, because direct way to prove it is not equal with indirect ways to prove it. Okay, so I'll be going like this: direct, indirect, and the documents that we need, in case it makes sense, because some criteria is self-explanatory. Okay, I don't need to explain what kind of documents do we need. After we finish, guys, I'm gonna give you an average case for O1 that is approved today. Okay, and trust me, I've never got 2 similar O1s, although I have hundreds of them. But if I take all O1s in my career and divide it by the criteria, there's an average case. So I will let you know, and you guys will be shocked to know what it gets to get O1 approved. Okay? So let's go, guys. I'm pumped. Thank you, Gabriela. Thank you. 2 people, guys. Out of the many of you here, 30 people, right? With 30 people, only 2, and Kim, thank you so much. 3 of us. So we're good with 10%, guys, with 10%. So those people are getting approvals. Okay, everybody else, you guys have to work harder. All right. So thank you, Dennis. Thank you. 4 people getting those style points one by one. Okay, let's start with the awards, guys. Let's start with the awards. So the classic way for us to prove the awards, if you participate in industry competitions and you get the prizes. You don't have to be first. You can be second, third, Grand Prix, whatever. Some offer 5 first places. So we gotta get that prize. The competition must be nationally recognized or international. Okay? Hackathons, datathons, businessman of the year, business plan startup of the year, and things like that. Okay? Those are awards. Okay? This is the direct way, but guys, let me give you examples of alternatives. Participating in incubators and accelerators, prestigious ones, could be awards. Selling your business or business ideas or getting the investment in your startup above 100K could be an award. Grants and scholarships from prestigious universities, private, non-commercial or government organizations could be awards. The government awards, like medals, could be awards. But most importantly, guys, number 2 in this list, and I purposefully left it for last, for those of you who listen, is if you speak at the conference, a good conference, prestigious conference, and your paper, whatever you delivered, is published after the conference. This could be an award. Okay? And I know many of you guys in cybersecurity, like in STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, STEM, software engineers, architects, doctors, IT, artificial intelligence, blockchain, and all this good stuff, you guys speak at conferences. So that could be your first criterion. What kind of paperwork we need for this to prove this criterion besides the actual documents? Also the letter from organizers of those events. Okay? And depending on which alternative you have, there could be letters of recommendation from those people. So this is number 1. Number 2, media coverage about you and or your work. Okay? And guys, listen very attentively, because this sounds easy, but this is pretty complicated criterion. Not only written press, but also radio, TV shows, documentaries, and things of that nature also qualify. But in 95% of the cases, those are written press articles. That's why we're looking at two types of press. Major and professional. Okay? Major outlets, India.com. Okay? Major news outlet, that's major press. IT Weekly or Tech, whatever, you guys know all those IT newspaper, professional, because only IT people or STEM people will read those press articles, right? I don't read IT Weekly, not only for the purpose of your cases, right? I read the articles about you, but I don't go there every day and see what's popping. You guys do. So those are professionals. So the difference between major and professional is who is the reader, who is the audience. Okay? For the professionals, people in the profession, and it doesn't matter how many of you. In the major, it matters how many of you read that, how many people in the country read that press. A good start, 15% of the country population, although it's not the only feature that we need to look at, not only a requirement, there's more, but this is a good way to start, okay? Now, what are the requirements for the article itself? And you guys need to put it down, okay? You need to put it down. The title, almost always we have a title, no problem. The date, sometimes date is missing, guys. We cannot take those. And number 3, most importantly, the name of the journalist, the name of the author who drafted that article, that publication, okay? That happens all the time. Everything is good, but there is no author. So cannot take it. Cannot take it. So make sure that there's an author name. And of course, it's all online, guys. I don't see hard newspapers, magazines anymore. Sometimes, like today, I had a complex immigration planning with a surgeon from Ukraine, and he has like hard copies from back in 90s. Okay, I understand that. But now it's all online. Okay, so don't worry that it's published online. Now you be like Stanislav, like media. I cannot do this. How can I get this done? Guys, if you work with my corporation, we have the contacts of PR agencies that help you with that. Okay? Good PR agencies that create good organic articles. No fake, no like paid things. Of course, you need to pay the PR agencies, but those are real journalists, real articles that happen throughout the 6 months of working on your case. Okay? And after you are finished with all the criteria, I will let you know exactly how many of those we need to get done. Okay? So media coverage looks scary, but guys, this is one of the easiest ones, okay? Because we know the ways. Number three, scientific articles. I call them publications, okay? So let's differentiate. For the purpose of today's webinar, articles is press, publications are academic, scientific publications, okay? So for the purpose of today, I defined those things. So you could author or co-author those things, okay? And I know some of you like doing really good job doing research and you're saying, Stanislav, I saw in the law or somewhere on the internet that my expert publications can qualify. Yes, for the purpose of O1, could be. For EB1A, don't worry about that. Only academic articles, okay? Unless it's like Forbes or Bloomberg or Yahoo Finance or New York Times or Harvard Law Review or whatever, like top things. Yes, maybe your expert opinion will matter. But for the other regular press, your expert opinion, only for the subjective criterion, which by the way is very important nowadays. Citations. No need, okay? If we have them, good, but no requirements for citations for academic articles. And by the way, guys, also looks scary, be like, oh my God, I'm not doing this academic stuff, that's not my thing. Well, we also have the contacts of vendors who will help you to get those things out. And they also will be real, okay? Real stuff, natural, organic way to get those publications in good top tier journals and magazines. And by the way, guys, I just revised the journals and magazines that USCIS like and that USCIS doesn't like, okay? So, and why we're doing this? Well, first of all, we care about the results. But second of all, we are in the trend, guys. Because I file, like I told you, about 400 cases a year. Trust me, this is a lot of cases, okay? More than 30 cases a month, 30 plus a month. So we know what the trend is, and you have the benefit of all those thousand cases that were filed before, because you're getting the best updates on that, okay? So media coverage and scientific publications are a matter of working with our partners. So right off the bat, guys, you get 2 criteria, and we need just 5, the magic number, remember? That's why I'm telling you, most of you will qualify, because many of you will have judging, leading role, commercial success, and maybe even contribution. So 5, 6 criteria. Okay, judging the work of others. The classic way, you are a judge in those competitions where the first criterion awards are, okay? You are being called to be a judge, And by the way, the PR agencies can help you also if you have a good resume to lobby you to be a judge. That's another thing. But most importantly here is the alternative way to prove this criterion. And especially it works good for you guys in STEM. And almost all of you in STEM today, like 90%. For IT people, code review and architectural review is the judging the work of other professionals, especially if it's cross team or cross departments or independent projects. If you're engineer or architect, you check other architects and engineers, the projects, the schemes, the ongoing projects, or you audit the regular projects. You guys do this, don't you, huh? You guys do this every single day. People from IT, drop me in the comment if you do architectural or code review on a daily basis. Just put the thumbs up or a plus or one. Drop something in comment section. You guys do it. I know you do. I know you do because I have a lot of you. And of course, yes. You say yes, thumbs up, of course. And let me see, Kim is saying, I have a website where I audit design of websites and my field does it count as a judging? Absolutely. You got this, Kim. You got this. Yes, audits of projects, of technical things, of the business plan, of the process, code review, whatever that is. Those are the judging engagements. Okay? So all of you have that. All of you guys. Of course, maybe there's one. Oh, I've never done it. Okay, sure. But 99% of you will have that. Okay, and how do we prove it? A letter. A letter from those people you've done those things. Okay? Very easy. Very easy. Okay, let's move on. Contribution in the industry must be original and significant in the industry. So what could that be? Anything. A book, technology, patent, training course, publication, dissertation, trademark. It could be the open source code. It could be a library that you posted online and people use. It could be application. It could be new approach, new algorithm, anything that's new and that's important for the industry, okay? Not for the whole industry, but for the parts of your industry. Most often, the contribution is the project or projects that you worked in the companies organically, okay? Like for example, yesterday I had complex immigration planning with the lady, she's Indian, and she's working in TikTok, okay? She's working in TikTok. And she created the algorithm within the company that helps to improve the user experience by 10%, whatever that means, okay? There's explanation for that. So yes, it's in TikTok, it's within the company, but TikTok is global, so it does affect the industry, okay? So you guys, many of you, working for big companies, Google, Amazon, AWS, Ernst & Young's, Tesla, or those affiliated companies in your countries, or big tech, or just famous or reputable companies in your country working on those projects, banking system, finance. Let me guys see, let me give you some examples. And by the way, like James is a soccer coach. Let me tell you, James, what could be your contribution. Well, your students could be contribution in the field if they achieve things, or maybe you created a new way to warm up before the game, or the new way to prepare the kids for the career, and it plays an important role. That could be your contribution in the field, right? Okay, let me see other people. Business analyst, Said, your contribution could be like new approach for analysis or interpretation of the data. Okay, and you write a publication with the vendors to let that word out, right? How you approach that, and things like that, and things like that. Okay, guys, contribution is what I need for EB1A. Okay, O1, I would not require a contribution because sometimes you just don't have it. Okay, but for EB1A purposes, we need a contribution in the industry. Okay, in your field. That's one. That's what moves your case from B to C, which is in the regular grade, to B, A to B, or maybe A for EB1A purpose. Okay, and in O1, contribution really pushes your case to A. Okay, if you have it. Yes, and Jonathan says, I write training materials for my company. Does that count 10? Only if it plays the role outside of the company, Jonathan. Okay, because otherwise it would be critical role, and this is the next criterion, right? If it's only within the company and it has no application outside, like TikTok, right? Because there's so many users, the businesses, the companies, just consumers, it goes outside, right? But if it's only within, it's only a role in the company, which is also good, but it's not a contribution. Okay, guys, how do we prove it? Expert opinion letters, press, recommendation letters, and the evidence of the result, of the significance. And by the way, guys, when you start working with my corporation, and that's another thing to show you how much we care about your results, you guys get a big benefit. And that benefit is called NEO project, like from Matrix, right? NEO. And what it actually means, that means that we have a lot of clients simultaneously at the same time working on their cases, about 350 clients right now working on the cases with us. We separate you by the industry: IT, engineers, athletes, coaches, whatever, right? Data analysts, because we have a bunch of you at the same time. And we find you matches within those pools of the same professions. And guess what, guys? You both talented because I picked up your case, meaning you have a talent, and you don't know each other. So you exchange independent, expert opinion letters. And guess what, guys? They play such an important role in your case. Up to 4 letters in NEO program within my corporation. One letter like this in the industry is 1,500, guys. 1,500 you're gonna pay someone in the US. There are companies who do that to get one letter like that. The value of that with us up to $6,000, and you get it for free. Okay? So guys, no one has done it. No one has done it. No one is doing it, and no one will ever do this because they don't have those resources like we do, and we really care. Okay? So you get those expert opinion letters within the company for free, unless you're a surgeon specializing on poodles or collie spine surgeries. Okay, sorry, there's no second one like that. You don't get no expert opinion letters, but all those professions you guys get, this is you're gonna get a match, okay? Because we have a lot of clients, and if not, we have Neo Plus program, but this is too much for today. We have more. Okay, and I didn't mention our business club yet. You wanna know about that too, huh? Okay, guys, leading critical role. Reputation of the company. So it should be a company that, people trust. And you did something good for them. That's critical role. Or you controlled and directed the people in that company. That's leading role. Okay? So that's pretty much it. It could be the current company. It could be companies in the past. All right. How do we prove it? Letters. Okay, recommendation letters. And of course, for each criteria, guys, we have templates. We have the examples, how those letters look at the end. And you have the entire team, up to 12 people in your case, guiding, analyzing, reviewing, and maybe even drafting the papers for you, depending on the package that you choose. Okay, so critical leading roles, most of you have it. Okay, most of you have it right off the bat. Okay, commercial success, we kind of addressed this. So let me give you the formula what commercial success is. Okay, how do we find if you're commercially successful? Your salary must be at least 20% higher than an average professional in your field, in your city, earns according to the government statistics. Why did I emphasize the government statistics? Because you guys will be telling me, and I know in your mind, you're like, hey, Stanislav, I'm in the market, but I'm not 20% above the market. But that's not how we measure your salaries, guys. We measure it by the government statistics, not by the market, which is always higher, of course. But the government statistics is much lower, so your market salary will be 20 or even more percent higher than the average. And you'll be like, I got 6 criteria. Maybe more, guys. Maybe more. And we didn't even start working on your case. So, but you gotta pay the taxes. And Kim is like, foo. Kim is like, no. Kim knows how to pay less taxes, right? So, guys, be like Kim when you want to save money, but also make sure you balance it so we get that criterion in, okay? Very important. Okay, let me see what you guys have to say. If I write training, okay, I got this one. I have research paper in one of the journals, but it does not apply to my current job role. Will that still? No, we have all we do should be in your talent, okay? In your talent. EB2 in a W visa the same as the talent visa, and which one has a higher rate of approval? Okay, allow me not gonna talk about this. It's too much. It's too much for today. It's different criteria, and it's a little bit hard. It's much harder than O1. It's much harder than O1. Will an award from my university help my filing? Yes, if it's a prestigious university and a prestigious award, national recognized. Kim, how do I approve if you own your own company? We don't really need that, Kim. We don't need to prove that. But if we had your registration papers and your bylaws or operating agreement, what if your country doesn't have government statistic by city? We can do audit. We can do expert opinion letters. We can use press. Okay. Yes. And Kim is laughing about my dance. Yes. That was in relation to leading role. Oh, okay. Same. It's same answer, Kim. We don't need to. It's not about who owns the company. It's whether it has reputation and what you've done in the company. It could be yours. It could be somebody else. Okay. Okay, guys. And the last criterion before I give you the breakdown for average O1 case is professional associations. And this one is the hardest. You'll be surprised. This one is the hardest. Second hardest is a contribution in the industry. The first one is associations, right? Why? Because the requirement is so high. The bylaws must say that they accept only for outstanding achievements. okay? And those who make the decisions to accept you must be expert of a national level. So very high threshold, right? But guys, let me tell you something. If you are in STEM, IT, engineers, software, hardware, all this good jazz, scientists, mathematicians, and if you have 5 years experience or more, we have associations for you. Okay? We have them. And we know how to get you through. So guys, I'm telling you, most of you have 5-6 criteria right now, even without you knowing. Okay? So, yes, and if you're in business, and by the way, because I love soccer, and James is here. So, James, if you ever dealt with the national team, that could be association as well. That could be association. Let me guys remind myself. Thank you for those who mentioned. Oh, by the way, startup founders, we have Igor. If you ever participated in those accelerators or incubators, like maybe Skolkova, okay? And I know, guys, for those of you who are not Russians, you're like, Skol what? Yeah, don't worry about this. Like this like a prestigious incubators, accelerators. If your startup were to be chosen to be there, that could be also associations and an award. So 2 criteria. Okay, guys. Now, give me more questions. I'll get back to them at the end. Now, an average case, guys, for O1. Okay, and again, there's so many combinations, but an average one. 3 press articles, 2 scientific publications, 1 or 2 judging engagements, that's 3, 2 critical roles, that's 4, and commercial success, that's 5. Okay, so once you got paid good salary, commercial success, 2 roles in companies with good reputation, that's 2. 1 or 2 judging engagements through alternative ways or competitions, 2 academic articles, 3 press articles. That's it. Guys, many of you have to only work on press and academic articles, and some of you will have contribution and associations, making it 6 to 7 criteria, which would have a good chance of EB1A instead of O1. Okay? All right, I think I made my point. Guys, second bonus. The guide for talent visas. QR code for all of you, including restreams on different platforms, and the moderator for those of you in ClickMeet who registered for the event will drop the link for you to download. So screenshot the QR code. If you have a question, you want to talk to the company representative, click on click at the top. On the green, the black button, click on it, and you will be transferred to the company's representative through WhatsApp. Okay, so do this and download the guide right now, because within 24 hours, the link is going to be inactive. So good addition to today's webinar. And a reminder to you guys, because now, if you still did not fill out the free evaluation, but now you're like, my God, maybe EB1A, do it now. Guys, do it now with a QR code, or find the link and we'll give you the link again. And remember the special offer, guys. The special offer. If I qualify your case for O1, A to B, free complex immigration planning, which is $400. Guys, you cannot miss that. Okay, let's move to the questions, guys. And by the way, guys, all that social media QR codes everywhere, unique content. I'm not one of those attorneys or I don't know, those people who has one post and posting everywhere. No, guys. Facebook, maybe Facebook and Instagram because they're connected. But Telegram, YouTube, Instagram, X, LinkedIn, different content. So if you don't follow me on those, like you're missing big chunk of content, good quality. Trust me, guys, I put a lot of time into that. So make sure you follow me on all those. And let's spend up to 15 minutes, guys. I'll give you up to, I'm already hungry. I got my Russian borscht waiting for me. So let's go over the questions. Tarun Sai. Hello, my name is Tarun Sai, founder and CEO of Kitchen Pulse LLC, an AI-powered kitchen OS for food businesses. I'm pursuing my master's in computer science at Wright State University. Good school. A Wright Venture Award, grants, and startup achievements. I've built partnership with Rev1 Ventures, Core Data, and Quantum Foam, and industry players like Clover and DoorDash. Wow, sounds good. With this background in entrepreneurship, innovation, and recognition, may I ask, do you believe I qualify for Tarun? 01, I can give you a 1 right now. Okay, definitely a 1. Of course, you need to do the free evaluation because, guys, it's impossible to start working with me without free evaluation, even if you're Olympic champion. I had Olympic champions in my case, in my career, and trust me, they did the same. Okay, doesn't matter. So Tarun, you gotta do this. But from what I see, it's a good setup for EB1A. Okay, it's a good setup for EB1A. Definitely a 1. Probably B1A. Okay, so thank you for sharing this. Really good, really good. Kim, do you have any associations for digital marketing? Probably, because remember, Kim, I understand that digital marketing is like it's in between art and business, but still it's more business than art. Okay, so yes, we have business associations. We do have business associations and STEM. So most likely you will get in. Pranith, will be leading a role in my university consider and also associations as well. Associations definitely, yes. In university, depending what you've done, because if you've been like professor assistant, maybe for 1, EB1A probably not gonna fly. But if you really did good work for the university, and maybe you had a team or you were leading the projects or some good stuff, you know, yes, absolutely, always. I always have that in the petitions. Okay, Jonathan, if I set up my own corporation under 01 or EB1A, am in not able to take employment in other companies in the US? Well, EB1A, Jonathan, you have a green card. You don't need a company for EB1A. It's self-petition. It's pure self-petition. Pure self-petition for EB1A. You don't have to have a company. But if it's 01, you can have your company working on a contract, like a freelance almost, right? You have them pay to your company and the company pays to you. Okay, of course it's individual and we need to see what's going on, but that's the general idea. Okay, Pranit, I have been elected as vice president for marketing communications at my university and it's a paid role. Yes, that sounds good, Pranit. Yes, and if you achieved something in marketing communications, okay, and I have a role in my company in that position. I know exactly what it means. Okay, so if you achieved that results, then yes, of course. What if I write for esteemed blogs in my field as a data analyst? Guys, blogs are not gonna fly even for the purpose of O1. Okay, don't worry about the blogs because they're not moderated or they're lightly moderated. So you still can do this. I'm gonna use it in a subjective criterion for O1. Okay, EB1A I wouldn't even bother. Blogs don't, like Medium.com, Geek to Geek, all those things, platforms. Don't worry about that. And I also have a Microsoft MVP award. That sounds good. That sounds good. Microsoft, if you have an award in big companies like AWS, Amazon, Microsoft, Apple, Google, Facebook, Meta, yes, they like definitely coming in for the purpose of O1. EB1A, we need to look. We need to look what's going on. All right, guys, give me one or two more questions, and let me switch back to the free evaluation because, guys, if you don't do this, you wasted this. Okay, this hour and a half, and time is the only commodity in the world that cannot be brought back or exchanged. Right, time is gone. So do this. Do this for the future generations. That's very important. Okay, guys, good stuff. Kim, last question from you. If you run your own awards, does this count as judging? Yes, it could be. If we can show that it's prestigious, that it has recognition. I run awards for websites in a sector of my field. Yes, again, if there's a press coverage, if there are good judges besides you, like qualified experts, yes, we can use that. All right, guys, free evaluation, complex immigration planning, the full case filing, full case petition. Okay, 3 steps for you to come to the US on O1 within the next 8 months, or maybe even EB1A within the next year and 3 months, more or less. My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck!